well, I had these short poems, and they seemed to be epigrams, though I didn't think of it until I had to arrange them to fit this book, I think. And then they clustered, two to page. But now they're rearranged. So I have to remember how to rearrange them. The anointed hour. The graces came to my door too. Green bronze next to yellow enamel, mounted over rows of well-weathered cedar shingles. I've got to go out for a while, I told them. Make yourselves at home. Among the crinolines, a champagne bubble from the 1950s, in the air still. What that champagne felt, experienced, never forgot, deemed significant. When you cried, its other bubbles burst. Friends. My friends are ascending, inadvertently occupying positions of importance in the contemporary pantheon. Destiny does things like that. The rose shimmies with enjoyment over itself. Reimagined episode. This is a response to a terrible story about a Dominican airliner that went down not far from here. Snack wrappers crinkling down the aisles, cabin pressure dropping in the lap of the gods, flushing meadows. A lady at her writing table. I chose love and friendship over work. I should preface this. I always have to, I think. Maybe someday I won't, but tonight I will. The composer Virgil Thompson, whose music you should know, had a lot of things to say, things that he said over and over again. It was sort of like dinner talk, table talk. And one of the things he said is that there are three important things in life. So get used to this. Work, friendship, and passionate love. And Virgil said, you can have two, but nobody gets all three. And some of us believe that and some don't. I chose love and friendship over work, then work and friendship over suspended disbelief. Won't love conquer all? I'll never work again. Don't call me. And this is the last of this sequence. It's called Plot. There's always a pretty girl in the plot, but nowadays she calls me Sir. And not just in the classroom. Anyway, I'm not in the classroom anymore. These are, I guess I should shoot a horn or two. There's a so-called new and selected poems coming out. It'll be out actually within the next month or so. I think if any of you want to race to the initial book signing party, it's February 12th at Q Arts Foundation. There are a few little flyers about that around. And I think none of these poems are in that, or most of these poems that I'm going to read are not in the book. So they're newer than new, I guess. These are sort of two for one. It's called Grand View Fragments. Accommodation. One was reading Welcome Home, Lovebirds. I was subbing for X, who was sobbing for G, slobbering constantly over the sink. Only spelling counts. Sundays the car gets washed. Fuzzy shadow on the page. of someone chewing gum, vowels expostulated in a row, end to bitter end across long, rasping continents, buttons and bows, boots and saddles. What with this wild and crazy relativism born to be written? A speck, a what? Light, mere light. The Origin of the World, an unmentionable painting by Gustave Courbet, a crotch shot, a very good deal to begin with by that otherwise somewhat cheesy artist. Provenance, Jacques, Dr. Gaze, Lacan. Curtain decor by the estimable André Masson. Pre-production photography, Auguste Belloc. Raw stupor rules. Unpopular war insists. A suicidal impulse at best, which may be why the typeface increasingly appears smaller, reduced, debased. One of us recalls the found letter, and he who found out her side of the story there. Alice, Bridget, Miriam, Rusty, Eve, Bunny, the girl next door, the last Andy Warhol impersonator. Poetry and sleep. What's that?
I think it's the heat.
Is that the roach?
It's back.
What?
I think it's the heating pipes.
Oh, okay. Good. Comfort zone. Poetry and sleep. All this, none of that, it matters here. Dear illusory remains. We remember not what's allowed but simply given, antiseptic disputes over pure clove of youth.